afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fourth edition of our WealthMasters Techo.
When the touching though.
Joshua, are you there? You know, earlier on we discussed about the executive summary in a business plan, which tries to summarize within the first 2 pages of any business plan the whole intent of the business, so that any potential investor within a space of 90 seconds to 180 seconds should be able to have a grasp of what the whole business pitch is all about. We also went further to discuss about project scope, and we discussed market opportunities and market analysis, industry analysis, and what it involves. Today, we'll be looking at the project investment opportunity itself. Remember, before any person or any group of persons decide to go into any kind of venture, there must have been opportunities, gaps in the system, in the particular sector that they've identified, unique challenges which they perceive that they have unique solutions to, which will enable them to spread value for us stakeholders and create wealth. It is those opportunities in the system, it is those opportunities in the sectors that creates opportunities. Business. Remember what I stated earlier in our first class? Every challenge in life is an opportunity for us to provide solutions, and in the course of providing solutions, create wealth for all the stakeholders. I did mention that if you look at some of the biggest companies in the world, connect with each other. Today, he has created a platform and have gone ahead to acquire other businesses, through which people who have lost contact have been able to reconnect. In the course of creating this problem, he has gone ahead to provide other solutions. People can now use those platforms to sell their products and services. Today, Mark is among the top 5 richest people in the whole world because he saw a challenge, he saw a problem, he provided a solution, the person could latch into it. I can tell you today, there are other platforms, social media platforms, but none of them are as big as Facebook because Mark took the first mover advantage and did the right thing. And today is massive. From King's College, Lagos here, went to Syracuse University for his BA and decided to go to Harvard for his MBA. Went through the subway and lost his way. Early 2000 and middle 2000. And government, I blame everybody but himself. Chinedu reckoned that if a smart guy like him, an Ivy League scholar, was for you to get admission into Harvard, no matter what you went there to do, you must be very, very smart. Harvard is not for the average Joe. So the guy now started thinking about providing solutions to the challenges that he has seen, and that was how the opportunity came up, and he now provided it by developing HubSpot. Years after, Chinedu saw opportunities. In any business plan, after you have gone ahead to do the executive summary and done your market scan, the potential investor we want to see from your pitch book, the investment opportunities that you have seen, the opportunities and the gaping holes that you need to provide solution to block that will create value for all stakeholders. Remember, the core objective of any business enterprise is to maximize stakeholders' wealth and welfare. And in the chain of stakeholders, there are 4 key critical stakeholders. And who are those 4 critical stakeholders? The creditors, because even in the hierarchy of income water stream, they take first. The creditors are lenders, those who provide you with debt instruments to fund your business. The next critical stakeholders in any business are the shareholders, people that gather together to put together resources, both financial, capital, and intellectual, to set up that business. The next key critical stakeholders to any business are the employees. And the employees, in fact, to me, the employees are actually the major critical stakeholders. They are ranked 4, but they are the key, the core to the business. Of course, the third are the customers, those who patronize the business and those who buy the solutions that the businesses are providing. These are the 4 critical stakeholders. Of course, the government comes in to provide policies and to collect their taxes. And other stakeholders, like the society that is enjoying the corporate share responsibility that may come from such companies when they start sweating wealth from the business. I will use one business from the agro value chain to explain what it means for us to identify project investment opportunities. Last week, early this week, a young man came into my office. Smart, handsome young man. When I mean smart, that is where you see handsomeness and intellect joined together. Very young, very handsome, very intelligent, but full of ideas. I shared with us the 2 investment pitches that we invested in last week. I gave us examples of how people identify opportunities and how they latch into it. I gave us an example about a particular young man who was my former driver. Of course, I have this policy. I don't believe that driving is a job. It's not a job. Especially, it's not a profession, especially when you're driving somebody on a private basis. If you're driving it on a commercial basis, maybe you have buses or you have taxis that yield you income. Now we can say, okay, please hold on. Hello? I'm online already. Please, let's continue. So, the opportunities were identified. And I said, the young man was my former driver. But he went out there after about 6, 7 years. I settled him because I felt that he served me well and needed to start on his own, to start his own life. He started a business, and over time he went into transport business. And the guy discovered a niche market. Some of these Suzuki mini buses. The guy discovered that shuttle buses from Awoyaya to Aja and from Maitu to Badagry, based on extensive, because he started it with his own bus. And the returns were so huge. And the guy now called me and said, okay, this is your opportunity. And I started asking questions. And when I saw that this was clear opportunities, and when I saw the numbers, and when I asked him critical questions, I decided to invest. Now, the second one was a young man that was he's already a brown field, not a green field. He has a machine that processes palm kernel oil, palm kernel nuts into palm kernel oil. But I discovered something. What most people do not understand, that there are 2 kinds of machines. Those that use mechanical gears and those that use flanner gears. The mechanical gears are the ones that you import from Malaysia, from China. But for it to work so well in Nigeria, because of our power fluctuations, you have to convert it to flanner gears. He never knew, and he went into using that mechanical gears. Over time, he started having problems. So, but after I sat down with him to discover why his business was not moving the way it was supposed to be, and of course, provided solutions to some of those things. And I discovered that this was an area I was already playing in, the palm value chain. And I saw the opportunities in the niche market, and clearly it was a huge market opportunity that he could not fail to, plunge into, to explore. That was how we provided him funding to marketing pitches on his behalf. I've also identified opportunity in the value chain, which I'm going to share with this class for those who are very, very smart and those who want to play in that sector. I say it again and I bear repeating it. 3 sectors you can never get wrong. Sector that has to do with food, agriculture, and food-related sector. Sector that has to do with clothing, textile, and anything that has to do with covering nakedness. And then things that has to do with housing and housing related. These are the basic physiological need of man. The average man, whether rich, poor, or wealthy, must eat and must drink. The average man, whether rich or poor, must wear clothes, either brand new clothes or kreka. The average man, whether rich or poor, whether mourning or rejoicing, must have shelter over his head. He's not going to live in the bush. These are the 3 critical sectors that you cannot get wrong. If you identify your opportunities well, identify your risks, look at the strengths, the weaknesses, and then the threats and then they're able to have a good mix of it, you cannot get wrong. So what are these particular opportunities when you look at it? In discussing business investment opportunities, there are 8 things you must identify in this section. First of all, you must understand everything about what must be included is the project description. In discussing the opportunities, you must describe it in very, very lucid terms, in a way that whoever is looking at it will see it and understand it without asking too many questions. You must also define your project scope within this opportunity, because in every line of businesses, in every opportunity, there are 3 critical subsections in every opportunity. There are those that want to take over the upstream, those that want to play in the midstream, and those that want to play in the downstream. I will break it in simple words. The upstream simply means those that goes to the farm state, like the oil and gas sector. When we talk about the upstream in the oil and gas sector, we're talking about crude extraction from the soil. Just the same way when we talk about upstream in the agri sector, we're talking about cultivating the land, tilling the land, cultivating crops. Those are the upstreams. In agri sector, when you talk about upstream in agri sector, it has to do with tilling the ground, raising the nurseries, cultivating and harvesting. The same oil and gas, when we talk about upstream, we're talking about extracting crude oil either through fracking or other processes, onshore or offshore. When we talk about downstream, we're talking about processes where you process those raw materials into finished commodity. I'll use oil and gas sector again as an example. When you are looking at the downstream, we're talking about refinery, refining the crude oil into different components. When you refine the crude oil, that way is when you have the white mineral resources, like the PMS, the gasoline, the gas oil, the DPK, which is dry kerosene, that is all divided into HHK, household kerosene, and ATK that is used for aviation. Now you have the other things like the LPFO, the base oil, the naphtha, and other things that are derived from the crude oil. The same thing with agri. For example, when you plant a palm tree, and the palm tree grows to maturity, when you harvest that palm tree, the first thing you get out of the palm tree, there are many things you can get out of the palm tree. You can get wine from the palm tree. You can use the front of the palm tree to do mats and other things. But the major component of the palm tree is the palm bunch. When you bring out the palm bunch from the farm, you take it to the downstream. I'm waiting for others to join. Let's give them a minute for people to just join. So let's continue. So basically, when we see opportunities in any particular sector or subsector, we exploit it, and we'll try as much as possible to break it in such a minuscule form that each and every one of us can latch into it. Like this particular sector, one of the things that I discovered, I was sharing with him and I said to him, Netherlands, as small as Netherlands is, population of 17 million people, land mass of 41,000 square kilometers, only 14,000 square kilometers of their land mass is arable. Yet, these guys export over $120 billion worth of food and processed food commodities across the world. They are the second after the US. The food and the food commodity export of Netherlands is more than Nigerian 10 years budget. Annual export from food commodities of Netherlands is more than Nigeria's 10-year revenue budget. Go and check it. The budget of Nigeria, both for crude oil and non-crude oil revenue, over the next 10 years is not up to 1 year revenue that Netherlands generates through agro and agro commodities. And across that value chain, like this ginger and the garlic and the other value chains we have identified, we are going to be aggregating 1,000 people within the southeast, south, southwest, and other parts of Nigeria, where people are interested. Across the value chain in upstream, we are developing a framework, those that participate. The midstream, those that participate. In fact, we have broken Nigeria into 8,890 blocks based on electoral wards. Let me tell you, you cannot invent the wheel. You can only modify it and replicate it. In the same process across any value chain. We are talking about oil and gas. You're talking about health. You're talking about food and food related. You're talking about agriculture. The value chain remains the same. It's upstream, it's midstream, it's downstream. Production and services, the same thing. You can only modify processes and tailor it uniquely to that particular sector or subsector where you're operating because of the challenges and peculiarities of that sector. So basically, we have mapped out this area and we're saying, based on this investment opportunities, as many as belong to this WealthMasters cycle will benefit from it. We have had interactions, like the two guys that we helped, like this particular guy now, just joined the community this week after my interaction with him. I have gone beyond just talking with him. I had a pitch that was at 4 yesterday to do a pitch on his business, and the reception was overwhelming. As I'm talking to you, he's getting more funding than he's even anticipated. His business scope has been cut up because he didn't even see it the way we are seeing it, based on experience. And I say it every sense of modesty. Somebody asked me, Doctor, why are you so versatile? Why? See, doctor is not for anybody. I am only privileged as an investment banker and financial engineer. I say to anybody who cares to listen, the same way you go to your medical doctor, you can lie to your father about your health. You can lie to your mother about your health. Then you cannot lie to your medical doctor, because you must tell your medical doctor everything about your health to enable your medical doctor to be able to provide prescriptions or provide solutions to your health challenges. The same way an investment banker or a financial engineer occupy a very unique space in the financial services industry. In the course of my over 20 years involvement in this sector, I was privileged to assess businesses, analyze businesses, interact with operators across all the key sectors, from oil and gas to agriculture to health to education to works to housing. So basically, I will give you an example without mentioning them. There was one particular company, oil services company, that was in Nigeria. When they wanted to exit Nigeria, the investors that wanted to buy them came to us. If you look at the historical financial, there's no way you can fund them. For example, somebody is asking you to give him $200 million naira. I'm being hypothetical here. And the person is telling you, I will pay in 2 years. But based on the historical, okay, somebody wants to buy a business that's already existing. And the person said the owners of the business wants to sell to him the business for 200 million naira. And from the historical financial report of the business, we will discover that the highest profit the business has made in 1 year was 20 million naira. And the guy is telling you, I will pay within 18 months. There is no way a rational banker or investment banker will lend to that person based on those, because that simply means based on his free cash flow, without any other expenses, it will take him 12 years to be able to pay that loan. But the guy is telling you, I will pay you in 18 months. It was then I was asking, come clean with me. Tell me what is happening here. How do you think you can repay? By the time I took his numbers and put in my Excel sheet and dissected it, he knew he can no longer continue to play games with me. They now opened up to me and showed me those things that were hidden in the books from the eyes of the authorities. When I saw it, it blew my mind. I saw clearly, because of course, for them to even get to that point, they need to show me some business secrets that are not supposed to show to another person. I saw clearly that business can actually pay within 12 months. But they understood their profit grossly in order to run away from the authorities. So, as an investment banker and a financial engineer, we occupy the same kind of place as the medical doctors in the medical profession. In the financial services industry, people come to us with ideas, with concepts, with business that they are doing. They come to you, and I said, if you're a financial advisor and investment banker, you cannot add value to anything that comes to you. You are not worth bearing that title. So by the time you sit down with them and they open up to you, you'll be able to advise them. You'll be able to counsel them. You'll be able to even open their eyes to areas they never looked at. Because you can, it's like a wheel. It either use different alloys, but it's same spherical. Tapping from your experiences from other sectors, from other businesses, it's like a doctor. When you come to a doctor that has over 30 years experience, a gynecologist, and you're a woman, things that a 2-year-old medical professional cannot discover, a 30-year-old smart doctor can tell you based on experience, can, look at it and tell you this is what it will be, or what it can be, or what it should be. So the opportunities are so boundless. They are so huge. Any investor, remember in summary, must want to understand clearly your understanding of the opportunities within your sector. And we are going to be exploring those opportunities in the course of this, in the course of our meeting in this marketplace, in this cycle. What I will encourage us, beyond this, as we identify opportunities, we are going to create a list of participants, a list of our members, as well as subscribed members. Joshua and Ebere, we are going to go further to build a list of all those who are our subscribed members. Know what they do, know where they are, know their status, know what their business areas are, know their challenges, to enable us to see how we can be able to help them out without charging a kobo. I was speaking with one young man who is in real estate this morning, and the guy said something very, very instructive. He said, "Doctor, why I do not bomb my credit, why I ensure I keep my records clean, why I ensure I do not cheat my partners, is because you don't know where an opportunity will be mentioned, which is his own area. And if you have cheated that person, the person will not mention it. But if he had good record, once that opportunity is mentioned, the person will remember him." So I think at this juncture, we may have to stop now for us to take questions. I don't want this class to go beyond 1 hour so that we'll be able to keep the time. This is time for questions, please.
Okay. Good evening, WealthMasters. My name is Joshua. Please, I would be happy if there is anybody around who have any question. Just wave. There is a reaction here. You could actually show us your hand. We enable your. Okay, I could see Adewale. All right. Adewale, you can unmute yourself now, please.
Okay, sir. Good evening, doctor. Good evening, everybody.
And a good evening.
Yes, sir. These opportunities you have been, doctor, I don't know what to do. I spoke with you last week, and we talked about how I can share our business idea with you, expand it. You said I should talk to Insofo to get across to you, which I did via your email. I didn't get a response. I don't know if you got it or not. I also tried to get you on WhatsApp after like 5 days.
I didn't see your email. I didn't see your email.
Okay, sir, because everything
Do
you are
you have
doing
my WhatsApp number?
Yes, I sent you
Do you
a
have my
message
WhatsApp
today.
number?
Yes, sir. I got it from the group. The
Okay,
one that was on the group.
send to my WhatsApp.
Yes, I have already, just for you to respond. In fact, I had to do that today again. So just for you to respond.
Which of my numbers? Which of my numbers?
The one that you using on the WealthMaster group.
Send it to 0813 444 1140.
0813 444
444 1140.
444 1140. Okay, sir.
0813 444 1140.
Oh, 1120, not 40. Hello.
No, 1140.
Okay, fantastic.
1140.
Yes, I've gotten it, sir. I've gotten it, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay, I will look at it this night. Send it. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. When you sent some of the posts you sent today, I mean, it was as if it was just for me, especially the one when you analyzed the current inflation rates, and that people have to invest right now in something that will give them an ROI of nothing less than 20%. I just knew I had to talk to you because we have been paying over 30% in the last 18 months. Over 30 consistently. And we're not doing this at the end of the year. We do this every month, broken down into 2.5 every month. So accumulatively, it gives over 30 at the end of the year. And we've been doing this for the past 18 months, and it's sustainable, it is guaranteed. So I know that we just need to get to talk to the right people to expand. So that's why I really need to talk to you, sir.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'll look at the document this night, then I'll get back to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Interestingly, one of my good partners, Obi Nokoro, is part of this today's meeting. One of my partners, Obi Nokoro, is part of this meeting. When I say partner, is my number one business partner locally and the offshore. You know, he's one young man. You know, when I say partner, he's somebody who understands everything about my philosophy. You know, we are doing loads together. Reliable, excellent, creative-minded, very honest. Obina is one person you can give $10 million and go to sleep. And he's waiting to return your money. He's part of this. So, Obina, please, we are going to be working together with some of these young men in this group. Welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Questions?
Okay, Mr. Obina has. Please, Mr. Obina, you can unmute yourself.
Obina, unmute yourself. Are you sure that you have unmuted everybody?
Yes, I did.
Obina, unmute yourself.
Mr. Bernard, you are ready to speak now, please. Mr. Bernard, you are up now, please.
Sorry, gentlemen. I don't have any question. I just acknowledge what Nnameka said, that I'm ready to play a role that will, help advance the cause of this platform. Thank you. Sorry, I'm somewhere in Rwanda and the internet connection is very poor in my hotel room. Sorry about that.
It's okay, sir. Thank you very much. Do we still have anyone who wants to ask Doctor a question right away now? I think he's still available to answer, take more questions, 1 or 2 persons. Okay, Doc, I don't think there is any other person who have a question. Hello, Doc. Oh my. You can unmute yourself, sir.
Okay. Basically, I want to thank us for participating in this class, and I will encourage us. Ebere and Joshua will be contacting us. We're going to develop a kind of a list of participants in this class. You need to know what to do, your areas of business, the kind of opportunities that are within those areas, some of the challenges, that you may be encountering. And a kind of, just we'll do a one-page that will be used to kind of put together in a document. It will help us, because I say nobody in my business. It's a good thing to that this is the opportunity, and I so basically it will be good for us to have a clear dossier of all the participants, know what to do, know your areas of business, the opportunities within those areas, and then your challenges, so that in the course of our interaction, we'll be able to add value to you. We must be able to add value to ourselves. If after this class, we have no value added to each other, I don't think it's worth it. We must be able to add value to each other. Every one of us here must be able to look back and say, yes, I participated in this class. These are the opportunities that I got from this class. These are the benefits I got from this class. And these are the kind of things that is happening to my business over a period of time. It's an interactive class, and I want us to always come prepared to ask questions. I love my class, very, very interactive. I think at this juncture, I would like the admins to cut the curtain so that we can be done for today.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. It has been a wonderful time here sharing with you this evening. I believe each and every one of us did have a mind-blowing session this evening. Okay, quickly, for us to get some of these messages and some other teachings from Doctor, we can actually subscribe to have access to all of these teachings and personal mentorship. And by just subscribing quarterly with a token of 5,000 Naira, this will help you have one-on-one mentorship session with Doc and also have time to discuss whatever business you may want to, discuss with him and get some other values, added values to this. For those of us, I saw somebody who dropped a question here quickly. If you're having issue with the pay link, it's actually a payment gateway for you to make your payments. So you can actually drop your 5,000 registration investment through that payment gateway. That will help us get your details. So when you do, you drop on the WhatsApp group. On the WhatsApp group to notify us, so we can have every other thing. Thank you very much for coming around. We hope to have another session where we could discuss more, and God bless you for being here. Thank you. Jesus.